So, Cowboys Nation, I said from the beginning, the Dallas Cowboys are playing with fire based on how they constructed this team. The only saving grace is that we have had Dak Prescott as our quarterback, or if we didn't, this season could have been way worse. But again, it's just sad that we as fans have to pay for Jerry Jones and his flunkies not being able to get the job done. I don't pretend to act as if I know everything about football, but I because obviously I don't. But I've been following the Cowboys for so long that if you keep trying to spray perfume on trash, it's still going to smell. And that trash is the Cowboys team, and the perfume is Jerry Jones trying to sell hope once again. Remember, all in, how did that end? Nothing happened. And what I hate is all these Cowboys content creators that push that the Cowboys are moving different in free agency and how we're doing things. Oh, we're just doing things different this year. Be prepared. But once again, too many people got fooled by the garbage. The same issues we had in 2024 got worse in 2025. And I have a list of people slash decisions that ruined the football season for the Dallas Cowboys. And this is just no particular order, just this is what I felt was ultimately the blame for why things didn't work out. So for the first thing was the hiring of Matt Eberflus, or should I say Mike McCarthy 2.0. And why do I compare Matt Eberflus to Mike McCarthy, you might ask? Well, it's because he's an outdated, older coach that won't adapt to his players, and his scheme is law. So asking to do anything else outside of what his scheme is supposed to do, can't do it, he won't adjust at all. And I'm sorry. That's on Jerry. Jerry wanted Matt Eberflus because he was the my guy, someone you were familiar with, and that's the type of coach that Jerry wanted. And man, did he get that guy. You got your guy, and Matt Eberflus single-handedly made your defense worse than it was last year, when you could argue probably had less talent. And it was and the fact that he was actually trying as a DC is what made things worse. We brought in a coach that primarily runs zone with guys that were brought into Dallas to play man. And then guess what? Things didn't work out. What did you expect? The defense wasn't going to get better when you have a roster that doesn't match a scheme, and you have a DC that put together a scheme that he won't adapt to his players. Doesn't make sense. So, of course, it's going to lead to failure. Another thing that the Cowboys did to ruin their season was to trade Micah Parsons. The only thing that would have been a saving grace to Matt Eberflus's trash scheme is Micah Parsons. And now that he's gone, you had no pass rush. And you would have thought you would have gotten a king's ransom for Micah, but no. Instead, we got two number ones and we got Kenny Clark. And Micah's replacement, which they will never tell you, but they wanted to use Donovan Ezraku to replace to replace Micah Parsons, which isn't fair. And don't get me wrong, I love Ezraku as a draft pick, But what made me love the draft pick is that he was going to play opposite of Micah and learn from one of the best. But no, Jerry couldn't just make a smart decision, and he decided to make the defense even worse and sell us on the fact that we're trying to stop the run, even though Kenny Clark is a three tech primarily, which we already paid Osa to do that. But now we just upgraded Osa's position, but we still had a huge hole at one tech. And at the time, Mozzie is the guy once again, even though he was decent last year, but not the first round projection, or he just never lived up to that status. So, but again, let's depend on Mozzie, see how that works out. We've been doing it for a couple years, doesn't end well. And then I think the third thing was, now that the season had started, defense hadn't gotten better, but by the grace of God, Shoddy and Dak were on fire. But we could already see that the scheme defensively was an issue. But surely Eberflus will get better. But guess what? He doesn't get better as a coordinator. And Kenneth Murray is his guy, which makes no sense outside of the fact that Jerry is telling Eberflus that he needs to play Murray, or Eberflus is incompetent, or both. But either way, things aren't looking good. By the Panthers game, I knew this season would be a hard watch. We let our former running back that everyone talked down about, Rico Dowdle, run all up and down Dallas's throat for 4 quarters, and we made Bryce Young look like a halfway decent quarterback because we were just that trash on defense. And what made Rico look even better is before the Dallas game, he told us to buckle up. Told the defense to buckle up. And we sure didn't do that because Rico got 239 total yards on us and 183 on the ground and 56 in the air with a touchdown. That's what Rico Dowdle did to us. But we had supposedly fixed the defense because we traded Michael away. And wow, who would have thought that wasn't the real issue? But that's what was sold to us. So what happens after that? Jerry panics because it's obvious he looks bad. So let's course correct even more so. And what do? Then? We wait. We wait to course correct because, we can't trade when things are looking bad. We got to wait till things get worse and then trade. So before we make the big trade, Cowboys going to lose 2 more games and really put themselves in a hole. So by then, the Cowboys are 3-5. And once we're in this hole, what's the next thing they try to sell us on? Oh, we're going to do even more to stop the run because that's the issue. It's not Eberflus, it's not the scheme, it's not Kenneth Murray, it's not the fact that your safeties can't play, you don't have a pass rush. I can fix it by trading a 1 and a 2 for Quinnen Williams, and they also trade another pick to get Logan Wilson. And boy, did we think it helped Eberflus become a better coach. But guess what? He went back to what he does. He went back to being a stubborn old man. So trading for Logan Wilson was basically a wash because Murray's going to get a bunch of snaps and it just isn't doing anything. And Quinnen Williams was a great addition. Don't get me wrong, but you can't overcome the fact that Eberflus doesn't blitz enough to help this team and to help the DBs. And we got fooled by 3 straight wins. But now, We're back down 3 more games and officially eliminated by the Eagles when they beat the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think the thing that's so disappointing about this season is that at too many points this year, we could have course corrected the proper way. But instead, we did the bare minimum free agency once again. We expected the rookie class to bail us out. We wasted an MVP year from Dak in this offense and made it so that fans 2 years in a row are out of the playoffs because of Jerry Jones's ego. This team didn't need to win too many games to make the playoffs. We didn't need to be this crazy dominant team. If we had just won 2 more games, we could be in the playoffs. Cardinals, Panthers could have easily won those games. Didn't want to change. So I don't care what anyone says. We need to fire Matt Eberflus immediately, get a different mindset that meshes well with the players. And yes, we should have done more to improve this roster defensively. But I refuse to think that we couldn't do anything about Kenneth Murray sooner and that we didn't do anything to fix the safeties. We could have done something in the offseason. We could have been better. And if we had done that sooner, we could have saved our season. But no. Eberflus is Jerry's guy. And instead of admitting that we were wrong, you risked your season on a guy that obviously couldn't adjust. And even with added help in Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams, still ended up being a dumpster fire, just like it was at the beginning of the season and the preseason and versus the Rams as in practices. They saw it and did nothing about it. So he just did a super disservice to the fans. Again, I'm not pretending, and I don't think I'm a defensive genius. But what I do know is there's no way you didn't know this defense wasn't good during the preseason time, especially. But instead of fixing your mistakes, you stuck with what you had, and things just kept getting worse. And now, congratulations, Jerry. Congratulations, Matt Eberflus. You ruined this season for the fans, and you have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you, Cowboys Nation. Follow the channel, subscribe, like this comment. I'm your boy Mecca Mike. That is Meccha Mike. And I'm out.